Thanks for joining us today on Envision. I'm Deanne Conrad. We're here with Dr. Brian Maher, our superintendent, and one of the measures every year that we look forward to, anticipate, and really use as a benchmark for ourselves in terms of accountability is a state report card. Our students take the high stakes test in the spring, and then it's usually early in the fall when we find out results. How did our results pan out this year?
Well, I think very well. You have to look at them overall and put some context to what you see, but I really like where we are. We're never fully satisfied, like any parent or anybody with a competitive bone in their body.
Right.
But overall, from the big picture, we're really pretty pleased for where we are this year compared to where we were last year. We're very happy.
So these tests measure such things as English, language arts proficiency, math proficiency, science. Students in specific grades are tested for their knowledge and then compared against the state. And so when we look at ourselves, Sioux Falls School District versus the rest of the state, what does that mean?
Depends on how you look at it. From an overall perspective, we're right in the mix statewide, a little bit above in some areas, a little bit below in other areas, and pretty much where the state is in most areas. Not surprising given the fact that we have about 1/6 of the students right here in this school district. When you account for our large English language learner population, and if you look at our statistics minus the English language learner program, our statistics are above the state average in all areas. So we really have to provide context to what that data is telling us. That's not to suggest that our English language learners aren't important. Not at all.
Right.
When we look at that group specific and compare them to themselves year over year, they're doing quite well in terms of getting up to speed, closer to proficiency, and we're graduating students out of the English language program at a faster rate than we have in years past. So when I look at our student population minus the English language learner program, I really love what I see. When I look at the English language learner program by themselves, I really like what I see.
Sure.
So if I put that context to it, I think we're really in great shape. I think our teachers are doing a phenomenal job day after day after day, which gives us that success year over year.
Right. I know for another report we'll be doing coming up, I just received the numbers today about our ELL population, 2,668 in the program as of today. So more than 10% of our students are currently in that program. So that does indicate a large.
I didn't know that number.
Yeah,
this is
well, it just came through to me as well. So.
Yeah, and that's probably about where we've been. But I think for the average person in the community or the state, that's probably a revelation. You know, that is with 24,000 K through 12 students. It's significantly over the 10% threshold for us. So that has quite an impact on our statistics.
Right. Another significant area that we pay very close attention to is graduation rate. And yes, you're raising a sign of victory. We continue to chip away at that, and things are moving in the right direction.
That's a tough needle to move, and we're moving it. Our teachers, our principals, our counselors, our assistant principals, our social workers, et cetera, are doing a phenomenal job, because it's work, and it's work day after day after day, and sometimes you feel like you're running into a wall. But the fact of the matter is, we ticked up year over year again, and that's 3 consecutive years where we've ticked up. I would tell people, we're not cooking the books, because it's not just spiking.
Right.
It's just a steady
Slow
trend
incline.
upward. I love where we're at comparatively. But if you came in and you saw where we were, and you said, "Is that good enough?" The answer would be no, of course not. But if you look at it and say, "Where were you a year ago, 2 years ago, 3 years ago, 5 years ago?" It's far better, and there's no reason to think we're going to do anything but continue to climb in that particular area. When I think of workforce development, when I think of opportunities for kids to earn money over time, When I think of the benefit to our community and to society with kids having a degree versus not having a high school diploma, the advantages are tremendous in terms of societal advantages. So I'm tickled that that particular statistic continues to move in the right direction.
And we'll just keep working at it.
We will.
Absolutely. Well, hopefully you've learned something today about how we measure ourselves in terms of accountability. If you have more questions, you can visit the state website, the Department of Education website, to check out other scores that are part of the state report card. Thanks for joining us today on Envision.